Hi everybody, welcome to weeks 3 and 4. I'm giving you 2 weeks worth of work all at once, and the reason is twofold. First of all, there's a bit more reading this week, and so I would like you to take some time to get that done, digest it, and craft your responses to this week's discussion board. Your initial post this time around is due a week from today, next Monday, and then the discussion can continue for the week following, and don't forget your follow-up posts. I don't think has not been a problem for this class. You're required to make always two substantial responses to someone else's post. But luckily, actually not luckily, these courses tend to produce a lot of very, very good discussion because you're all professionals and interested in learning the subject matter because this is something you're going to apply. The other reason is we're getting to our first full-blown assignment. You'll be getting a few points for each of these weekly discussion boards, and I'll plug those in soon. I apologize for being a little bit behind on your grading in here. It's a terrible, terrible thing. But when I've got a heap of grading from all of my writing classes, I will sometimes prioritize those a little bit above my grading for my colleagues, and I apologize for that in advance. But if you've been doing the posting, you get those points, and I've not seen anybody slacking off, so I don't think that's an issue. At any rate, we're getting to the first actual assignment, which is worth 20 points. It's an emerging technologies assignment. I'll show you where to find it in just a second, but in essence, you're going to be finding a Web 2.0 application that you could see yourself using in the classroom and presenting it to the rest of us. Ed 392X, that is the second level of this, which Nadine has crafted, really gets into expanding online learning beyond the learning management system. Our focus here is key pedagogy, and then I figure this first chunk as well. Let's familiarize ourselves with the learning management system, our primary tool. But I would like you to be conscious of the fact that there are all sorts of free tools out there that let you do all kinds of very, very nifty things. So you'll be either by yourself or with a partner investigating a technology, developing something with it to share, and then at the end of this 2 weeks posting it to a presentation discussion board, and then we'll all get in and take a look at it. So I'll show you where to find the directions on that in just a second. So that'll get us into, what would that be, the end of February. I'm hoping by then or not long after that we'll be able to get our D2L accounts for everybody. Now I do still recommend you take the actual training for D2L. I'm going to do tutorials. I'll point you towards the help files and specific tools in D2L as we work through the various technologies you'll be using for the course, and we'll start with that. I believe this week we talk about course interaction. After this 2-week chunk, we'll look first at some of the tools for facilitating course interaction. I believe. I have to look at the syllabus myself to make sure. But at any rate, by that point, I would like to be have at least some of our work being done in D2L. But it will be the way we're going about the training for Desire to Learn. Each tool in Desire to Learn is going to get an hour-long module, which is a lot of training, about half an hour of presentation and some time to experiment. And really nothing we do online will probably substitute for that, especially if you're a little bit anxious about it. And I'll offer a face-to-face get-together as well, but again, in an hour or two, we'll be doing an overview. It's a whole new learning management system, so I do suggest trying to get into those COS sessions as well. But like I said, you can, if you want to play it by ear as we work through it and see if you're getting enough, you can do that as well. So let me quickly point you over to the new packet, and then I will let you go. Course documents, of course, is where you always go beginning of the week, and you see all of our packets open here. Assignments, I've now posted the new assignment in here as well. Memory lane, last week's announcement is now added to memory lane, so you've got those taken care of. Weeks 3 and 4, our overview again gives you an idea of what you're going to be doing in general terms, focusing specifically as well on the discussion questions. So the reading that'll be due, and then the discussion questions. And since you've got some time, I would get in and look at the theory of online learning. The way the texts are broken down, your paper text is what I see. I like it a lot because I feel it's very practical. It involves theory, but it's also very practical. The online text is more theory heavy, although I actually find it practical as well. It's a little bit more intensively into the theory. So ideally you read both. Of course, the online text is optional, partially because people hate reading online, though somebody did find an even more recent edition. It is a published text as well, so you can find it and purchase it. So at any rate, that is the overall work for the next 2 weeks outlined there. The emerging technology presentation is this baby, and The due dates, again, to look at. The 15th, I want you to have an idea what technology you're going to be working with, and I'll open a discussion for you to post your technology to. You do not have to have your presentation done yet. I just want you to share what you're working with, because other people might get ideas, or other people might want to not do what someone else is, although you're welcome to explore the same technology, especially if you're from different disciplines and you're using the same technology. It'd be very interesting to see how you use it. And of course, if you have a partner with whom you'd like to work, you're both interested in pursuing a specific technology, feel free to do that as well. I will then ask you to, by the 22nd, post an actual presentation on that technology. And this is described up here, but really it's a description of the technology, something you've developed in the technology for your class. You can either embed that, excuse me for scratching in front of you there, either embed that into the message. I can talk you through that if you want to, or give us a link to it, and then be prepared to answer questions on it. So you'll sort of facilitate a conversation about that, and that's 2 weeks away, so I'll give you a bit more on that as we get closer. Open that up as we get closer. And I will be opening up this emerging technology board for you as well. This final link in here will take you to the external links folder called Beyond the LMS. You can get to this also by clicking on external links, the button on the button row from the main course page. These are links to various sites that have compiled Web 2.0 resources. You are not confined to using these sites, but they're a good place to get started. New Media Consortium, sorry. I've got to put in a little bit of a plug for them, because some of you might know I've been doing a little bit of work in Second Life. They have a big presence in Second Life as well, but that's not all they're about. They're really looking at new media, finding ways of making use of new media, particularly in the classroom, and they publish these regular reports and kind of what's up and coming. So this is a link to one of those reports. Okay. And that's it. As usual, the conversations will be in the communication area of the course. You will have there this week's discussion in the Emerging Technologies board. Keep an eye on the due dates, and as always, of course, come to me if you have any questions.